Welcome back, guys. Today we are back out here with, guess the name, White Collar. I figured the name fits. I'm not gonna paint it blue. I like how it's white, it's something different. And the name just fits it absolutely freaking nitty. So, naming the white GMC, White Collar is gonna be the name of this baby. Today we're gonna be tearing into it, figuring out why the Jake brakes aren't working, straight piping it. I know you guys be like, oh my God, you're doing that. Listen, it's just like a temporary straight pipe because we want to see what this Caterpillar sounds like. I'm sure it sounds freaking sick. We're gonna be doing chrome pipes and stuff like that, but for now, we're gonna get this thing pulled over here to the shop door, get the cab lifted forward, and find out why our Jakes aren't working, and then proceed to straight pipe the crap out of this thing and hear that kitty purr. Want to hear it purr. So that's what's going on in today's video. Also, massive shout out to our friends over at buytruckwheels.com. Check them out in the description below down there. They helped us with some wheels for blue collar back in the day when we put nice, pretty brand new aluminums on there. And we're doing the same thing on this baby, is putting brand new 22.5 aluminum wheels on this baby and get rid of these steelies. And we're gonna be ordering some new tires. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what tires we're gonna put on it yet, but we're gonna be putting some new tires on it. So let's get this thing pulled over and figure out why these Jakes aren't working. Such a long drop. Damn. All right, so first things first, our Jakes are not working. So with it running, I'm gonna lift the cab forward and see if we can find an idle switch or something on the injection pump that may be inside the cab. Find out why our Jake brakes aren't working. Right now I've got the switch in the on position, so see if we can find a problem. There it is, cab's all the way forward. All right, so there it is right there. Our pump's all the way at idle, but it's not contacting that switch. All right, so by holding that switch down, it should have engage the Jakes, and I think I've got the switch flipped on. So now I get a test light out and start testing some wires. All right, guys, so right here I've got the switch adjusted back up where it needs to be. So when it goes back to idle, it's hitting that switch. So now we just got to locate why we're not getting any power down that switch, because there's no power at all coming through the switch. So I'm going to get back in the cab and check the, I guess it'd be circuit breakers. I don't think this thing has any fuses, so we'll check that next. All right, so I think we've got them working now. The reason it wasn't wanting to work was because the clutch switch isn't depressed, so we fixed the throttle switch. There's also a little clutch switch right here with the cab folded forward. Oh, you can hear them doing their thing, where it almost shut the truck off. So there you have it, which is kind of crazy because they shouldn't be working right now. Yeah, so they're doing what they're supposed to, so that's good. Next thing I'll do, I guess, is we'll go ahead and cut these belts off of it. We'll go to Napa, get some belts, maybe get some filters. We'll check the engine oil. If the engine oil looks good, probably not gonna replace it. We'll just swap the filter on. I know it sounds really half not right, but we'll see. We'll probably change it, but let's check everything out. Well, they work. Now you just gotta straight pipe it and they'll be loud, very loud. Well, we're only going to cut one belt off of each one so we can get the part numbers. In case we can't get belts today, we'll still be able to, drive it around and whatnot. Dang it. All right, so it looks like we got 2 Dayco belts on this baby. Look at that, it just fits right perfect in the tread. Yeah, maybe we'll try to turn the pump up a little bit too while we're here. We'll go to Napa right quick, see if we can get some belts. BRB. Well, folks, I went over to Napa. All they had was a coolant filter and an oil filter for it, but no fuel filter or belt. So I called my friends down at Fleet Products in Tampa, and he has gonna do some research on the belts. I had to give them measurements because the part numbers are from literally so old that they're not any good. So thankfully, Volvo put these shutoff valves here on this here fuel filter or coolant filter. So we're gonna change this baby. Turn these valves off so we don't lose any coolant, which we shouldn't because it's up high. But let's check our coolant here. It's an odd coolant cap, kind of strange. Huh. Don't see anything in it. It didn't get warm. I mean, it got up the temperature on the way over here, but it didn't get like hot. See, it's got this few coolant line there that looks kind of not in good shape, but it's not broken. I doubt I'm gonna be able to turn this loose. Heck no. What am I thinking? Yeah, some of these coolant lines we may need to cut and slide them up over there and make them new again. So we need to go get like flat blades. Got a pair of cutters there already, and let's get a pair of channel locks to pull that filter off. I'm gonna replace freaking thing here. It's tight. I'm about to get that one came loose. And we're gonna have to get dang it. I had to get a freaking socket and a ratchet to take these things loose. I guess this one over here is coming loose. Pull that baby off. She's definitely probably low on coolant. Maybe we should just go ahead and put some new coolant in here. Yeah, that thing's in terrible shape there. Maybe we'll go ahead and replace that coolant hose right there. It shouldn't be that hard to get to. We've got plenty of hoses around here, fuel line and stuff, so that should work just fine in place of this stuff. Yeah, look at it, it's leaking now. We got some leakage. We don't even need to change the coolant. Look at that stuff. Good Lord. This thing is an 89. It's like green gold. It's $1 bills pouring out of that baby. All right, so we need some 3/8 coolant line. These right here look like they're still in okay shape down low. Just up top here, they look like doo-doo. All right, so I had to go get a socket here to get this hose clamp loose because she's a little stiff. We're gonna cut it back a little bit, then slide it right back into where it was. Kind of bubbled out there. We eventually have to replace these hoses, I'm sure, but this will work for now. There we go. Much better. All right, we'll get this side down, we'll do the other side and change this filter. I can cut. Oh, we got a gusher. I'm gonna top this thing off with some water because that antifreeze felt like it's pure antifreeze. Right in the throat hole. Oh, might need some more. Of course, I forget, like, this whole massive tank up here is like every bit of 5 gallons, and you got the rest of the radiator and the rest of the engine. This thing probably holds like 15 gallons of coolant. Spill this. This is the good stuff. That green dollar bill, y'all. You want to try it? Tastes really sweet. Oh my goodness. Oh, there it is. I hear it. There. Oh, making a mess, contaminating the dirt. Call the EPA on us. All right, she's all full. We'll get it up to operating temperature and we'll check it again. Yeah, big old aeroplane up there. All right, so before we slap this filter on here, I'm gonna show you folks the oil. I'm just gonna show you the oil that's coming out of the filter that's on this truck. This thing is so minty. Like, it's just mint. If you were to buy, all right, so like my new Pete back there, got all the emissions, EGR, all the butthole stuff on it. It gets the engine oil dirty extremely fast, right? So obviously the engine oil has been changed in this thing before, and it was owned by the Marine Corps, so I'm sure they maintain this stuff rigorously. I'm sure somebody in the Marine's gonna comment and be like, we didn't change nothing. But we're gonna see the oil that's just chilling in this oil filter here, and you guys are gonna see how clean it is. Like, I checked the oil on the dipstick and it looked crystal clear, like brand new. It was perfectly full. And I tell you what, you're gonna be like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. We're gonna pull this filter off here, and if this oil coming out of here looks crystal clear, we're gonna pour it right into the new filter. Oh, she's a little dirty, that's okay. Oh crap. It's got a oil cooler right above it. That's what that is right there. Tighten that up and go get a drain pan. Quick, gotta go quick. Oh, but it isn't like dirty, nasty black though, guys. What in the world? What are the chances? There we go. Kind of, maybe. All right. This thing's heavy. But, like, it's not like dirty, dirty oil, guys. It's like half dirty. Come on, baby. This thing's so slick. There it goes, right there. Oh, it's so full. It's just so full. This is gonna make a mess all over the freaking starter and everything. Unless I drop it out the bottom. That works too. Yep, that works.
Right in the pan.
All right, I'm gonna go get some fresh oil. Screw it. We're just gonna go ahead and change the oil because you're never gonna let me live this down. But let's go pull the dipstick. I want to show you how clean it is. Look at the roof. The roof looks beautiful too. God, these are the most terrible cab lights I've ever seen in my life, but hey. All right, engine oil dipstickamus here. Look at it. It's just, I'm not changing this oil. There's nothing wrong with it. It's like brand new. I'll change the filter. I'm gonna fill the other filter up with some fresh oil, but I'm not changing that oil. There's no sense in it. There ain't no sense in it. Okay guys, so here we go. We got this thing full of some brand new 15W40. Can't wait to see the comments on this. Can't believe you did that. Oh my gosh, you're just half doing it, half butting it. We can't say the other word, so we can say half butt. All right, let's try not to spill it. I'm gonna get my hands in there. Come on, baby. Start. Oh, they never start that quick and easy. All right. And there we have it. Oil changed. Coolant filter changed. We're gonna do the fuel filter tomorrow and the other two belts when they come in. What else do we need to do? We're actually not gonna be able to get the coolant filter and the other two belts in until I get back from being out of town because Ryan and I are leaving first thing in the morning, but we can still straight pipe it. We're gonna use one of the stacks off of Blue Collar because I actually ordered some really sick Dynaflex stacks. It'll be a month or so before they get here. But we're gonna rob one of the stacks off of there. We'll put like a single chrome flapper topper on this thing, straight piper. I wanna hear that Jake brakes activate with a straight pipe on. We got them working, but you can't really hear nothing with the big old muffler over there. And then we may try to turn the pump up a little bit. Let's get to robbing parts off Blue Collar. Never gonna hear the end of this. And straight pipe. As you can see here on my right, we've got a beautiful 6-inch flat top flap daddy pancake flapjacky from Blue Collar, the Cabover. Going on white collar, the Cabover. We're We're gonna get rid of this big old non-noisy boy here. I got her unhooked here. I got this clamp undone right here. I think all I've got to do is undo the one on the top, and we should be able to pry this open and get her out of there. But I didn't think about this. This is 5-inch and that's 6-inch, so we're gonna have to borrow some parts off of the little blue collar to make this stuff work. So for now, we'll get this pried out of here, and we'll get to measuring. Dummies. Get out of there. Come on. Gotta put the pliers on the right way. Maybe they'll hold it. Timber! I feel like it's gonna come back and hit me. Look out below. Boom. All right, now maybe we can get in here and unbolt this baby and put our clamps in place of it. I don't know how this is gonna work. Not very well, as I can tell you. All right, let's get this thing off and we'll go from there. Yes. Full send. What's that?
She was splitting black pieces out.
Oh, it's probably all soot and stuff built up. Well, obviously it's squeaking too because we only have one belt on here now that's kind of floppy. All right, well, we'll get this thing off of here and we'll finish making some exhaust for this old girl. Little piece on earth to say. Where'd I put the impact at? Here it is.
Leave it on the blue.
Lord, poor BC back there. These white collar folks are always getting more attention. All right, got the right size, tools. Probably try to save this hardware, maybe we can use it. Oh, I spoke too soon. Timber. All right. I should be able to set it off there by hand if it don't fall first. Watching people like, oh, that thing's so original, bro, and this isn't gonna fit. Ugh. Poop. Darn tootin'. A friggin' coursed. So this is gonna have to go something like that, of that nature. I think what we need to do is get this stack mounted on here first, and then we can. I'll tell you what. I'm getting mad. I'm getting real mad. Just real mad. I don't know how can we mount these things without looking like straight up doo-doo. You know, because they would have to be, the only thing we're gonna be able to do is like weld them to it, which will look like doo-doo. You wanna hold that right there for a second? They're not there yet, sweet pea. That would go in there like that. Or really, this needed to go like right there. Down a little bit. Like right there, something like that. So we put this right here. This bracket's gonna have to go away. It's gonna hit our piece of 6-inch Papamus. Battery's about dead on no impact. Hot. That's real hot. All right. Just so you guys know, a full upfront warning. Like, we're putting this pipe on here and stuff. This stuff is just temporary. Like, I do have big dreams for this thing. But I think what I'm gonna do, you're not gonna like hearing it, but I'm gonna weld this right there just like that. Because even though it's chrome plated, it is steel. We'll grind this down, grind that down. We'll weld these right here, and that'll hold our pipes there, because there's no way to drill the holes. Even if we put them on the other side, it's not going to line up. So anywho, we're going to put them right there and make that work. Now the next problem is my welder doesn't reach all the way out here. I got the stack bracket off, got them welded up. I'll probably throw down some black paint on this baby. We're going to have a straight pipe day cab white Volvo GMC Cabover today, maybe. So this stuff's all done. We'll throw a little bit of black spray paint on it in a second. We're gonna get it mounted up on the truck first and get the stack hung, and we'll try to connect the pipe to the turbo. All right, we're about to be tot in here in a minute.
Kind of like my car.
You mean sound like your car? Your car takes off from the shop and goes, hey, hey.
It's better than nothing.
Hey. I'm losing my touch. I can't start this nut. Come on, baby. Get in your home. Yay, yay, yay. Dang it. So we had to stop for a second. Sold a tractor. Got to stop the projects to make some cash. But I'm going to see if we can get this thing. I don't think I'm going to be able to like fork it up through in there. So I'm going to have to set it down from the top, make it drop.
Oh boy.
Everybody been wanting to see some mechanicking content. How about some, oh boy, this is.
It's a little long.
Oh boy. Oh Lord. Oh, this is gonna scratch it all to heck. Scratch. All right. Now, gotta feed this baby up through the bottom here. Lord. all this work just to take all this back off when we go to try to make this truck look somewhat show worthy. But we're doing it for the YouTube videos. There we have it. Now we need to right there. Just a preliminary tightening job there. Oh, battery hammer. Okay, stack mounted. Tighten this up. Ooh, baby. Oh yeah.
It's way up there.
Okay, now let's get down to business. Problem is that is stuck. There we go. Come off of your home. Just like that. I know where more flex pipe is. Oh, an old blue collar back there. Poor thing. We're just robbing her bones. Jumping his bones back there. Need a 50, probably a 9/16, yeah. 9/16. I think we've got one of those right here. We've got a wrench. Throw a wrench in our plans. I'm gonna tighten this up too much until we get this where it needs to be. And by the looks of it, it's not going to tighten up where we want it to be. So we'll snug her down and see what happens. Yeah, that's definitely just going to like fall off. All right, so we need to cut that, and we need some longer piece of flex pipe. So we'll have to go rob it off old blue collar. All right, let's go steal it. So if you hear Ryan breathing heavy in the background, it's because I put his butt to work. So right here, we robbed yet another piece of flex pipe off the Cabover. And we're gonna put this piece right there just like that. Now keep in mind, I'll say it again, this is not the permanent exhaust. We love our friends over at Dynaflex. We're gonna put some sweet Dynaflex stacks on this thing, or maybe just one single, keep it classic. But we just want to get this thing street legal and driving around and cruising around and using it. So cannot do that with old Dumpy right there. So I'm going to get my saw and we're going to cut that other piece up there, and we're going to slide this baby over this baby. We're going to put that baby right there where that baby's at and do the baby right there and be done with this baby. Saw, that man's best friend right there. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, that old carbon in there. This thing's just been sitting for quite a while. All right, now, take this hammer and knock that in a little bit. Don't know. Go when you're home. might have something here, folks. It looks awfully terrible. There's cutter pliers out here still? No. This stuff just needs to be like whacked off with a grinder wheel. What are you talking about, Ryan? Now maybe we can get somewhere. Yes! It's gonna live! Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Impact them. I need to put this on here first. Right there. These need to go in their home, the respectable homes. There. That. Just like that. That's gonna be the longest video on straight piping something ever. With 5 minutes of changing an oil filter and not changing oil. And like, we never expected anything less of you, Bruce. Sweet, to hit the ground. I see a 9/16 ring. Well, there it is. All connected. Let's see what it sounds like. Old kitty cat scrape pipe. Back of this injection pump, there's an AFC, which is air fuel control. Since we want it to blow black, so we don't have to take it back, we've got to adjust this. So we're gonna pull these bolts out right here and try not to lose anything. And it says on the old Cummins forum to pull this back, ooh, without breaking something, and to adjust something or another here. I'm assuming when that goes in, it adds more fuel, so we want to preload something right there. Let me look it up again. So I pulled the AFC housing off. It said turn this little screw right here in 3 turns. So we turned it in 17 and a half. We're going to tighten it back down here, and it should roll all the coal. This is so much fun messing with like mechanical stuff because our old Detroit is not mechanical. Put these screws back in here. This is messing with the air fuel ratio. So this is going to make it blow black. But we did not increase the fuel here. We just simply increased when the fuel is going to be put into the injectors versus when there's actually boost pressure there. So in order to turn fuel up, we're going to go down here to the bottom side of the injection pump in just a moment and turn that up. I'm not going to tighten these down with the impact. We're just going to run them down. We'll use the wrench to tighten them up. This thing is indeed a virgin. It still had the warranty wire. It's funny because on the side of this injection pump it says this engine is EPA and or CARB certified. Setting the fuel system outside factory spec can result in warranty, payment reduction, and or a $2,500 civil fine. Yikes. Breaking the law. Breaking the law. That's another warranty wire down there. I think we'll just leave the fuel alone for now. We can mess with that at a later date because we got to do belts still and change the fuel filter. So when we go to do that, when we get back from out of town and do that. So let's frick start her up, see if she rolls coal. Straight popped. So before we start this thing up, I'm gonna adjust this alternator belt so it ain't squealing. Pry it out a little bit with something or another. Maybe that'll work.
sir.
All right. Oh, look, check that out. We've got an extra harness for like some kind of another light right there. Might be a fog light or something. Yeah, that belt's in terrible shape. With that one, you've got to like loosen the whole fan hub, slide it up and down. It's mother trucker. Just gotta hurry up and start this thing. All right, so let's cover what we've done in today's video. We've changed the coolant filter, filled it up with coolant, replaced a coolant line. It looks like the bleeder line that goes between the radiator and the thermostat. We've fixed the Jake brake switch, which is the idle switch there. Straight piped it. Changed the oil filter. Didn't change the oil because the oil looks beautiful. Yeah. Let's let her down. I'll let it warm up for a second, folks. Got good oil pressure. This thing's got 70 pounds of oil pressure at idle. It's crazy. Okay, so we went out and drove it. Thing rips, but I'm gonna turn the fuel up some more because she don't black smoke enough. You guys had mentioned, and I kind of pointed it out, how the leveling valve didn't look quite right. I just adjusted it. You can come back here and see how the bags are kind of where they should be. I need to look up for some reference, but they look a lot better than they did before, and it may ride better, honestly. But that looks a lot better. So we're gonna pick the cab back up, get in there to the injection pump, turn fuel on up. So I've got the back of the injection pump apart, guys, and right down in here where my finger is, you can kind of see it. Can you see it, Ryan, okay, where my finger is down in there? There's two little screws sticking out the back of the pump there, and you're supposed to back those out 3 turns each. Well, I backed them out 4. So let's hope it don't run away. I'm about to find out what it'll do. I'm assuming maybe that's for the rack travel. I'm not sure. Or something to do with the governor, I don't know. You would think that this right here, well, this right here is probably the RPM limiter is what that is. Guaranteed. So, all right, well, put this cover back on. And let's hope there's nothing gonna blow up. All right, they're in there. And tighten them up. She's gotta roll more coal than she does. If not, we're gonna have to send this pump to like Shy Diesel, get her turned up, put some bigger injectors in her. Since we're not gonna be like towing or doing anything crazy with it, it's gotta do cool stuff.
Got to.
Just blow black. We're almost, if it don't blow any more black than it does now, we're gonna take it back. Okay. Let's go wash my hands again. All this working today has got me flustered. I'm gonna take a couple months off.
Do it again.
guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video of us turning the old Cabover up, straight piping that baby girl and servicing it up a little bit. We definitely get a fuel filter, the belts are on the way. All that stuff will be coming in while we're out of town. I definitely want to look into like turning the power up some more. We're gonna put a barometer on it so we don't get the exhaust temp too hot. Other than that, wheels are on the way, and when we get back, we'll start tinkering with it some more. It's just such a little cream puff, it's perfect. So smash that like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe. So many of you are not subscribed. All these viewers aren't subscribed. Hit the subscribe button. We'll catch y'all later. Peace out.